I just bought a refurbished iPod Touch 6th generation. I bought this from someone who specializes in fixing and refurbishing iPods. So let's open it up and see what it is and what it looks like. This cost me around $50 or so, which I think is a fair price, especially for, one that should be in mint condition. The seller sent me a few photos before shipping it, and honestly, it looked brand new. So let's take a look at it and see what it is. I managed to find some scissors, so let's dive right in. This is honestly very well packaged, and honestly, I really appreciate that. And unboxing it. Yeah, and just take a look at the packaging. This is amazing. Well done to the refurbisher. And this should be our iPod Touch 6th generation. And wow, yeah, just take a look at that. It's absolutely mint. It's practically brand new. So yeah, I'll set it up, and in the meantime, while it boots up, let me just clean my desk. Okay, so it booted straight up. There's no battery, but let me just quickly plug this in. I do have an external power brick here. Plugging this in, and here it goes. That's a bit weird how it jumped from empty to almost full, but hey, doesn't matter. Either way, I'll be back in just a few minutes. I'll perform a factory reset, and I'll get back to you with the setup screen. Okay, so we're in. Let's set this up and yeah, see what it is. Okay, let me select my country, and let me just bring out my iPod Touch 7th generation and see if we can set it up using another iPod. How cool is that? Let's see, and wow, take a look at this. This actually works. Setting up an iPod Touch with a different iPod Touch. How crazy is that? And take a look at that. It actually seems to be working. I'm genuinely impressed. I've never set up an iPod Touch using another iPod Touch. That's a new one for me. I'll just drop this one here and wait for this one to log in. Create a passcode. Okay, let's see if it can sign into my Apple ID automatically. No, it's asking for a password. Okay, that's a bit weird. Okay, I'll just restore it from one of my iPods. This is already done. It says enjoy your new iPod Touch. And no, I definitely don't want to recycle this. Thank you so much. I'll actually keep it. Well, let me just set it here. I'll select this backup. Why not? From my 5th generation, because I can't actually recover from an iPod 7th generation because it runs iOS 15. No, I don't want to keep it automatically up to date. Yeah, whatever, use my location. No, I don't feel like actually, you know what? I'll share them with Apple. Why not? So Apple can see that people are still using iPod Touches in 2026, which I'm sure they'll care about. It's asking me to log into my Apple ID again for some reason, which is the 2nd time. So I'm really not sure what all that, scanning was all about. And now it's restoring my content. So let's give it a bit of time and we'll come back to it. This is going quite quickly, actually. It says 1 minute remaining, and that's a bit surprising. But now that I think about it, I didn't have all that much content on my 5th generation iPod Touch. So whatever, I guess it makes sense. And look, it's almost done. And the restore has been finally completed, and that should be it. And yeah, we're in. Now, unfortunately, this iPod only supports iOS 12 point something. Let me just double check. If we go to general, about, it should be, 12.5.8. Let me rename this as it restored from my 5th generation backup. And yeah, it only supports iOS 12 because technically this is an iPhone 6 under the hood with the same 1GB of RAM and the same A8 chip. Now, unfortunately, the A8 chip inside of the iPod Touch is slightly underclocked as it only runs at 1.1 GHz as opposed to 1.4 on the iPhone 6. But performance-wise, this means that it should be closer to an iPhone 5S rather than an iPhone 6. Whatever, it's fine. Either way, let me install a few apps and games on this iPod Touch and see what still works on this thing in 2026. So I'll be right back. And we're back. Now, I managed to install a bunch of apps. There's still an app here installing. I'm not even sure what it is, but yeah, let's take a look at this and see what still works in 2026. Let's start off with the camera. And if we open the camera, let me just take a quick photo of these two iPod Touches. I mean, yeah, the camera's nothing interesting. It's nothing to write home about, but it's an iPod. Who cares about the camera? But I thought it would be interesting to check it out. Now let's take a look at the apps. So first of all, we have YouTube. And while I managed to download YouTube, it opens up. You'll see what happens. I'm not going to spoil it, but yeah, practically it's not going to work. And it says update required. And you have two options. Either you quit, which will obviously quit the app, or you update. and unfortunately you cannot update. Whenever you try to tap on update, it'll just tell you that, hey, iOS 12 is just way too old, and unfortunately that means that YouTube is not working on the iPod Touch 6th generation. Now let's try Safari. It should take me to apple.com, and if I can remember correctly, this should be working. And as you can tell, it did take a while to load, but once it loaded, that's it. Look, you have WWDC 26, which is happening on the 8th of June, by the way. You have the MacBook Neo, the up-to-date Apple website on your iPod Touch. It's working perfectly. And honestly, I'm a bit impressed with the most important part and why most people would buy an iPod Touch, and that's gaming. Let's take a look at old school RuneScape. And unfortunately, it looks like it failed to connect. Yeah, it's not gonna work. When I downloaded RuneScape, it actually told me that it requires iOS 15 or newer, so yeah, this is not gonna work. But let's try Hill Climb Racing. Okay, I'll pick the monster truck. Ooh, okay, a bit of a hiccup. Yeah, this seems to be working perfectly fine. Let's try Fruit Ninja. This is a game that I used to play so much back in high school. And there we go, Fruit Ninja. Let's try a classic game. Yeah, whatever. I know how this works. Let me just try. And yeah, Fruit Ninja works perfectly. Let's try Cross Your Road. Why not? And this is a game that I used to play on my Apple TV, and it's quite an interesting game. And it seems to have loaded. Oh, a bit of lag. Oh, let me cross the road. Whoop, whoop. I'm playing with a pig. And okay, I'm dead. Yeah, Cross Your Road works perfectly. Let's try Crazy Taxi. Why not? This is also a classic game that I used to play a lot. Oh, that intro takes me back to childhood. Yeah, let's pick Axel. He's the guy that I usually pick. Yeah, I love this game. Sorry, I got distracted there, but yeah, Crazy Taxi works perfectly. I love that game. Now let's take a look. What else do we have here? Oh yeah, TikTok. I completely forgot. It downloaded successfully, as it only requires iOS 12, but when you try to load it, it just hangs forever, and it's not gonna work. So sadly, TikTok is a no-go. And let's try one more game, and that's GTA Vice City. This is quite a heavy game, and if this works, I mean, I'll be impressed. So far so good. It seems to have picked up my saves from iCloud, and wow, would you take a look at that? No. Oh. Let me turn off the radio before I get banned. And would you take a look at that? Okay, it's not perfectly smooth, but this is a good 30 FPS, which then again, that's the same FPS that the game would used to run on the PS2 back in the day. So, wow, I'm impressed. GTA Vice City, iPod Touch 6th generation, works perfectly. And finally, let's take a look at the music aspect of this iPod, because after all, it's an iPod, and surprisingly, Apple Music still works on this perfectly. Let me search for a song and see if this works. And would you take a look at that? Of course, I have an Apple Music subscription, but Apple Music works perfectly. Love the song, by the way. And the fact that Apple Music works means that you have two ways of adding music to this iPod. You can either connect it to your Apple Music, as I just said, and just download the songs for offline playback, and they'll work perfectly. or you can of course still use the classic iTunes to sync your own music to this iPod, which again works perfectly with Lightning. And once you have your music on the iPod, you can just plug in a pair of wired headphones, because yes, of course, this one has a headphone jack, and you're on your way. But wait, what about AirPods? Let's try. Now, I'm not going to try the AirPods Pro 3 because I'm pretty sure they're not going to work, but here's a pair of AirPods 2nd generation. And it says that these are not my AirPods. Okay, I beg to differ. I'm pretty sure that these are my AirPods, but let's see if it works. Where's the button? And wow, would you take a look at that? It connected. No way. And does this work? And let's see if this works. Oh, it also sees my HomePods and my Apple TVs. Okay, that's cool. I'm not sure if you heard that, but wow, AirPods, iPod Touch 6th generation, it works perfectly. I can't believe it. I'm genuinely excited for this, sorry. I'm speechless. I can't believe that a 11-year-old iPod Touch still works so well today. Now, physically, this device is lovely. It's very small, it's lightweight, it's thin. I can't believe that, again, this is an 11-year-old device. It somehow still feels modern. Let me just grab my iPhone Air. Here's it compared to my iPhone Air. Okay, I have the original bumper case on it, but just take a look at how much smaller it is. You can put it like, wow. Yeah, this looks like a brick, even though this is not a huge phone by any stretch of the imagination in 2026. But just take a look at how small this is. Now, let's compare it to the iPod Touch 5th generation and 7th generation, because, fun fact, these three are absolutely identical, physically speaking, except for a few details. You can tell if you have a 5th generation by this thing. If you have this pop-up button, that means that you have the 5th generation. And please ignore the Antenna International logo. That's another way you can tell, but hey, most iPods aren't branded. And if we take a look at the color, it's also different, because the iPod Touch 6th generation came in space gray, while the iPod Touch 5th generation came in slate, I think it was called. And you can see the differences here. And if we compare the iPod Touch 7th and 6th generation, well, there aren't any physical differences that can help you set them apart. And at a first glance, you will know which one is which. Well, except for the color, because these are different colors. But fun fact, the iPod Touch 6th and 7th generation came in the exact same colors. So if you have the same color, you can't even tell. The only way in which you can tell that you have the 7th generation is if you take a look at the model number, which is A2178, while the 6th generation is the A1574. But other than that, these two are absolutely identical. Let me just zoom out. Yeah. The biggest difference, however, is the iOS version that these guys support, because the iPod Touch 5th generation only goes up to iOS 9, iPod Touch 6th generation, iOS 12, and the 7th generation up to iOS 15. And that's a huge difference when it comes to app support and app compatibility. Most apps still work on this, but for example, YouTube doesn't, which is quite sad. Let me just check if YouTube still works on my 7th generation. And yes, YouTube works perfectly on my iPod Touch 7th generation, but it's not going to work on the 6th generation. So that's an important thing to know. Either way, I'll be doing a separate video comparing these three iPod Touches very soon, so make sure you're subscribed for that if you're curious about all of the differences between these iPods. But now, the main question is this iPod still usable in 2026? Well, the answer is yes and no. For the lightweight games and music playback and Apple Music and connecting to your AirPods, it's still completely fine and usable. More than I actually thought. I'm genuinely impressed. But anything more than that, it's not gonna work. YouTube doesn't work, banking apps are not gonna work, Facebook doesn't work. I also tried installing Instagram, it didn't work. So, sadly, most apps require iOS 15 or 16 or newer, and iOS 12 is just a bit too old. But either way, should you pick one up today? Well, if you've never had one before and you want to experience an iPod Touch, then yeah, definitely go ahead and pick it up. I'll drop the Amazon link for a refurbished one down below. You can find them for like $100, and Amazon usually refurbishes them quite well. I don't think they refurbish it as well as this guy, but either way, they may be worth picking up. And of course, if you want a cheaper one, you can always have a look on eBay and buy a used one. But yeah, either way, let me know down below if you've ever used one of these iPods. And as always, this was Dave on Tech signing out, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers! Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.